Hey guys, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, go and check it out. Links are down below. We have a very special announcement. I don't really want to talk too much about it here, so go and watch the video and we'll get into this one. Horrible DM thread. I'll start. Insists on Pathfinder. Self-insert DM player character. Doesn't allow fun roles. Steals plot from Chinese cartoons.
About Chinese. I mean, that's player cardinal sitting right there, Also, I couldn't help but take this here thread just because I have been browsing Biz quite a bit recently, and after seeing the booba, I was like, you know what? Boobas get fucked, though. Boobas get fucked. This is bull territory, bitch.
Play an online one-shot. Not familiar with systems, it's one of these actual old-school ones. Because the GM is the only one with real system mastery, and because one shot, he built a bunch of characters for us and we selected from a mass that he gave us. I picked the rather ridiculously named Lex Duthis.
I wonder what that character is.
No, Lex Do This.
Do that? Oh, let's do this.
Okay, I get it. A hot-blooded barbarian from steppes far to the east of where we're at now, where I've been surviving doing grunt mercenary work. Party gets hired to recover some documents that will apparently prove that some land deal was bogus and can get it reversed. So we need to assault the house of this merchant prince, but stealth and discretion are in order. Since we can't just go in and start chopping people to dog meat, I suggest a ruse of starting a small fire in a point visible from where the gate guards are, so that we can ambush them when they go to check it out or pull it out. That should let us in the front door. GM's response. Your character's too stupid to come up with a plan that good. I'm vetoing it.
No.
No,
what are you on about? Setting traps, ambushing. First of all, I'm going to assume it's steps, so it's like a barren tundra.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
It's all just hilly grassland. That seems pretty plausible with the backstory that was given.
Yeah. Intelligence isn't even a stat in this system. The closest thing you get are perception and willpower, both of which my character is pretty average for a human. When I complain about this, GM starts saying that I smell too bad for him to understand me.
Well, you smell.
The fuck we're playing over Zoom.
That's quality. Oh my god, that's. I love this.
Get muted for 10 minutes. When I get unmuted, as soon as I open my mouth, GM says over me, and is now half screaming, "Diarrhea! Plop plop! Diarrhea!" What? Leave the game. Would probably be more angry, but it was so weird and over the top that I'm honestly more confused than anything else.
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Diarrhea! Plop plop! Diarrhea!
That's a really unusual way to deal with your emotions.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit's not going my way. Diarrhea! Poop poop! Diarrhea! I was like, what? Maybe I might try this next time something bad's happening to me. Tax returns came in. Diarrhea! Poop poop! Right, I'll go for it. Sweet job done. Don't need to worry about it. I'll just mute the government, so well. I have no idea. Unusual. Definitely an unusual way to handle. Have you guys ever dealt with anything like this? Has your autism ever seeped out that badly that this is the way you handle it? Fuck, I have no idea.
GM gets me into the game. He's first time GM. We play for about 1.5 years before the group falls apart due to drama, because the GM created a shitty hostile environment and wasn't competent. I'd started my own game half a year before the group fell apart with some of the players in his campaign. I adopted the rest that were without game. Everyone is super invested in it, and we play twice a week sometimes, having a good grand time with good GM-player relations. Old GM can't for the life of him get a new campaign going and spurgs out towards me. Get absolutely fucking wrecked, you Swedish cunt.
Well, the problem is, as I say, it was his first time doing it. He wasn't prepared.
No.
It does.
I wouldn't hold it against him.
I wouldn't really hold it too much against him. And I think the biggest problem with being a DM, it's knowing how to handle people a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Being a DM requires so many different skills, especially to be a good one. Anyone can be a DM, but there's a lot of shit one.
Yeah.
You do need a whole plethora of skills of how to wrangle people and and still keep things working and keep everyone on
try and keep it on the same track.
Yeah, and not railroad, not on my tracks. Alright, guys.
GM only tolerated me for a while because he wanted to bang my older sister. That entire time he hated me with a passion for some reason. I had no friends at the time to start with, and springing this on an already fragile high schooler made me seriously ponder the beliefs of suicide. Aw.
That's sad.
Thanks, Tony. Hope your eventual quintuple bypass feels as horrible as your marriage, you fat piece of shit. Yeah, fuck you, Tony.
Well, I mean, like, the real question is, did he succeed?
Did he bang your sister, though?
Did he fuck your sister? You know, that's the real question. But yeah, that seems like a really like, what? I don't know. What do you do with people like that?
People just being dicks for the sake of being a dick.
I know. Like, you know.
There's enough fucking hate and malice in this world. You really don't need to spread it. Any
more than what you already have to be, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Playing a space campaign that's not Star Trek, but suspiciously has all the qualities of it. So, okay.
Not Star Trek, okay.
Go to First Planet. It's a medieval planet. Planet.
Why is that funnier than what it should be? That's a lot funnier than what it should be.
It's a medieval planet with guards. Just do whatever. Storyteller hasn't come up with anything. Try one more session. Same thing. Like, wait, you just walk into a session and he hasn't come up with anything. He's like, yeah, guys, go ahead.
Just,
do what you want. Okay.
I suppose that's not the worst way to do it. Like, you know, if you're good at improvising, then you know that's all right. But like, you know, at least have
doesn't seem like he's
at least have a fetch quest. Like, go get the MacGuffin to fix the thing, to do the thing, to do the thing. You know what I mean?
So my character starts taking off all his clothes just to see a response from the DM. Nothing. I just left after that. It was my second experience playing a tabletop, and God, it was miserable. What kind of storyteller treats the game like a sandbox video game?
Yeah, well, you know.
Whenever there's no, like, story to it at all, or there's no, at least, roughly made, like, I get DMs improvising on the go, but if there's no, like, roughly made path or story, what the fuck are you meant to do?
You want something overarching, like, you know, not everything has to be related, you know what I mean?
And normally if you go into improvised games, normally, like, the first 1 or 2 sessions have been written and planned out to lead up to improvisation.
Yeah, you've got something. You got a basic idea of what you want to do. You know what I mean? I really want to know what he was trying to do when he decided, you know what, I'm just going to take my clothes off, guys. What was the plan there?
Well, he wanted to get a reaction to see what would happen, or he wanted the RP.
Yes, that is, you know.
And he gets boinks on head.
Yeah, extra boinks on head for your filthy, filthy ways.
Where do I begin? DM been in friend group for years, doing nonsensical Dark Sun with me. Black guy, lurker, autist, and edge man. Pretty fucking base group.
Well, that sounds like the average group, to be honest with you, yeah.
6 sessions in, DM postpones the next session. Medical problems. Understandable. This continues. Party's cool with it, and we do a different thing. DM hasn't been speaking at all. Ignores PMs. Black guy reveals DM hated the group in PM, especially Edgeman for being a Nazi. Why did I just know Edgeman was a Nazi?
Yeah, that's kind of the standard. But why is Edgeman playing with a black man then? You know what I mean? Like, he's not that. He can't be that much of a Nazi if he's It's like, okay, he may be subhuman. However, I really need a D&D group, guys. So I'm gonna just
Edgeman just deals with it.
You know, that just I don't know. I see whenever I hear anyone being called a Nazi at this point, I just say, oh right, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
And mostly the ones who say that they are like Nazis themselves or fascists themselves are the biggest fucking degenerates.
Oh yeah, I've met quite a few that like actually.
They're really into femboys.
Yeah, the femboys are just ridiculous.
It's hyper ridiculous.
Like, I've came across 3 so far. 1 I know IRL, and 2 I've spoken to at great lengths, and they love the femboys.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Femboys is top tier to them.
It's so in sense, if you could imagine this getting back to like actual Nazis, they'd be slaughtered. We seethe. Tells friendship group, no one cares but me, Edgeman and Black Guy. DM starts talking again like nothing happened. They delete the tabletop channel. Then gives the group Spurg mod powers, who deletes all the channels. Server owner gets pissed and deletes the server. Other friend invites them all to a new server. Return status quo minus me and Black Guy. Edgeman leaves Discord entirely. It still doesn't feel real.
That like spiraled.
It did spiral.
That spiraled out of control. It's a little shame, that, be honest with you. Like, you know, especially if you knew the guy for years, you know.
Well, as long as you're all, like, kind of like stayed together and like had another game between yourselves. Doesn't really matter. Fuck DM.
I suppose that's true.
B Fighter Cleric Dual Class. After 2 years IRL and 20 years in-game, my brother gets killed fending off a demon invasion along with another 2 of the 5 total characters.
That seems like a worthy death.
Yeah. DM made a point of describing the afterlife for us. Except for me. I don't have one. Turns out my cleric's god was actually a high-tier demon, and I've been doomed to the abyss as a little worm ever since dual classing.
Nah, it's bullshit. No. Because the thing is, he's not even playing the character anymore. That's like almost a way of the DM said, you know what, you know your character? Fuck your character. It would be different if maybe he had pretended to be a cleric and he was actually a warlock.
Yeah.
And like, you know, maybe he had pretended to the whole group the entire time. No, that's bullshit. That's just a way for the DM being like, hey, fuck you guys. My setting.
Diarrhea, poopy, diarrhea.
Diarrhea, poopy, diarrhea. Yeah, exactly.
In addition, everyone whose lives were saved by me are an extension doomed for accepting the help of a demon follower. Despite my character not being aware of all this, despite my character having good intentions, despite being the voice of reason in an evil-leaning group, I've been softening the world for a demon invasion the whole time. I've never made a religious character since. I'd legitimately have rather had lose-you-feel situations as a paladin than this shit.
That is really bullshit, to be honest with you. That I don't like that. That gives me a bit of a bad
could
taste.
He be like, I don't get how he could be like damned and is like he doesn't have an afterlife whenever he didn't even know that he was doing it.
Yeah.
It's, as you said, it's different if he knew but was acting like a cleric, but he was actually an evil warlock. Yeah. You know.
No,
I don't get that.
And like, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, okay, so
and if he says he's had good intentions throughout the campaign, and he's been the voice of reason in an evil-leaning group, so how in the hell? Surely his soul would have been saved purely by that.
I mean, like, you know, unless they decide, you know what? Well, you know what would be actually kind of cool if they're given, okay, instead of Sacred Flame, here's Eldritch Blast or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or maybe, here you get to pick some extra side spells here. You can, if you're interested in it, maybe if the DM wanted to. Mm-hmm. But you know, at least hint at it, or like, you know, I don't know. I just
think that's completely bullshit.
That is bullshit, and I'm going to declare that as poo-poo diarrhea or poo-poo. You're getting muted. Fuck you guys.
Hey guys, do you like models in your tabletop role-playing games? 'Cause we do too. Do you like having big bitty waifus on your table? 'Cause we do too. We got human biddies, we got lizard biddies, we got orc biddies, oni biddies, cat bussies. We've got everything you want at neckbeardia.co.uk.
Check the links down below, it helps us out a lot.
Sorry for interrupting the video, let's get on with the story. Playing Alchemist in a real light homebrew system, with party on quest to foreign country. Tasked to find the missing pieces of some ancient super weapon and bring them home. Encounter first challenge and reach from my alchemy kit. DM. You don't have one. Me. What? I'm an alchemist, of course I have one. I've always had one. This system doesn't even track items. DM. Well, you left it back home and we'll have to buy a new one because I said so.
Bullshit.
Later, we're given a teleportation stone of plot convenience. GM gets mad when we discuss how abusable the mechanics are. Resident Weeb decides planning is for dorks and leaves to go be mysterious somewhere else. Why are you like this?
Why?
GM warns there will be consequences. Suddenly no guards patrolling a heavily trafficked part of a major city. Mob of criminals materialise and attack Weeb. Weeb trounces them and goes about his business. This happened twice in the same session before the GM gave up. Party discovers one piece of the super weapon has surfaced at a local pawn shop. Plan smash and grab heist goes very well. Then GM decides the timid elderly shopkeeper is actually a hulking wall of bomb blast and muscle.
Pure anime moment right there. That's a pure anime moment I've ever heard.
Royal guards pour in from every street around the shop. Apparently this was some kind of elaborate trap set by the local rulers. Shopkeep declares that our situation is hopeless. Escape anyway. Despite the bullshit, we're thrilled with our hard-fought victory. GM huffy that we won. And we never played another session of that game again.
Sounds about right. You know, actually, that reminds me of a session you weren't in, and actually, this was a while back, where we had a magic shop heist, and it was actually a really fun session. So what we had done was, in the previous sessions, we had cleared out the sewer system underneath, and we got a school of teleportation, but it only teleported us like 10 meters or so. We ended up going into the magic shop, going in, down into the vault. It was some really good goals. I don't want to go too much into it, but that's how we ended up escaping. We ended up teleporting ourselves just 10 meters down, down into the sewers. And it was actually really fun, like Mission Impossible style. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, God, guys, if you haven't had a go at like a good heist mission, I would recommend it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a magic shop, but we definitely did stuff our pockets with everything we could find.
Level 1 party, trying to join some knight/paladin group. They have a sort of public selection process, basically a public competition. Obstacle course is fine, but boring. Lawful good paladins raise some corpses they had lying around.
Wait, what?
What? Paladins?
Okay, this is very unusual.
Okay, lawful good paladins raise some corpses they had lying around as undead as a form of combat trial. GM fucks up on counterbalancing so hard we get TPK'd 1 hour into the first session. The paladin stands idly by, fingering their butts, while the crowd watches the zombies the paladin raised tear us apart. The paladin order is still supposed to be the good guys. Campaign dies. In what world?
Okay, well that's very unusual.
Yeah.
But no one, the crowd enjoys a bit of blood sports. You know what I mean? If you die, you die. And to me, joining Paladin Order and stuff like that, or like a knightly order, you do need to prove your worth. And I do think the chances of dying in trial combat, I don't really mind that.
I don't even care about that. I'm still thinking about the lawful good paladin raising corpses. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's it's definitely a strange choice, to say the least. It's definitely not what I would go for, and it would definitely raise a few eyebrows, like, wait, what? But for all we know, maybe the DM, this is only the very start, maybe they weren't these lawful good guys after all. Maybe that's why they never helped. Maybe that's why you need to get in. Maybe if you join the order, then you can find out more. It wouldn't be that usual for an order to keep secrets. With that, but you know what I mean. So I'm open to the idea of maybe they just didn't get that far, and the DM just didn't inform them because he wants to keep it for a later time.
GM is a computer science grad and a massive computer nerd. Mission where we have to save a man who's been abducted. Eventually come to the man in a snuff room with with a glass bulletproof window and robots torturing him.
Is this Hostel?
GM describes this all in graphic detail. Find terminal near the room that apparently controls the robots inside of it, and another laptops with Linux installed on it. Have to hack into the terminal using the laptop. It's an ultra-realistic recreation of an actual hacking, complete with the GM posting full info dumps into the chat after every command. None of us know how to hack. GM refuses to give us any hints.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't choose to fucking computer science, okay, guys? I can't code. Have you ever tried to use Excel? It's really shit. I really hate Excel. I hate databases. Coding's not for me, guys. I'm sorry.
Someone tries looking up how to hack on his phone, but it's a 30-minute video. GM notices this, starts describing the robots cutting the man into ribbons. Be careful, you don't have long left. Man eventually dies from having skull crushed in front of us. Fail mission. Get abducted by the guy who gave us the mission, have all of our items taken, and then have to fight our way out of the same snuff room as punishment.
Mate, this is Hostel.
What
this is fucking Hostel.
It sounds like Saw.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, Teamwork Saw, yeah.
Don't even get our items back after the campaign is over. 2 PCs failed the strength/deck check to get out and died in the same way that the man who failed to escape died. I mean, it was creative and interesting, but what the fuck was the GM thinking by putting a puzzle in the game that he knew absolutely none of us would be able to solve?
I mean,
how many people knows how to fucking hack?
I mean, if he was playing in a group with people from his class,
course, that
would actually be a really cool. That's actually. You know what? I think that would be a really cool way to learn. And I think it's way more interactive. I think you would take in the information a lot better. However, if you're not taking computer science, you don't. It may as well be gobbledygook. Let's be serious. I
think I'm hacking whenever I go into my email and forgot password.
Hackerman 9000. Yeah, I have no idea with it. What do you do? It is a cool idea, and I do like the concept. However, let's be serious. You need to have people that actually know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Can you give us a bit more? Can I just go like a 16, 17, 18 plus? Would that be cool? Can you just give it to me if I do that goal? That'll be nice.
Second one by the same guy in the same campaign. GM also really likes chess and plays in chess tournaments. One of the villains in his game is a cryptic mastermind who constantly gives us chess tactic puzzles that contain hints about the campaign.
Is this the opposite of a DM player character? This is a DM player character, big bad evil guy? That's what it sounds like to me. Self-insert to a certain extent.
Eventually we sort of learn how to play chess so we can solve the puzzles. Eventually the clues tell us the locations of the cryptic mastermind. It's a trap. As soon as we enter the mastermind's lair, a ton of robots pop out and start aiming at us. Mastermind explains that they will play a game of chess, and if we manage to beat him, the mastermind will shoot himself. If not, the robots will kill one of our PCs.
I mean, that sounds like the DM's going to do it himself. He's going to pull out a gun and people blow his fucking brains out. It's like, these fucking... these commoners beat me?
I asked the GM how many robots there are and how well armed are they. Roll a knowledge check. Get a high score. They're carrying military-grade weapons. Amongst the mass of guns pointing at you, you can clearly identify Gatling guns, explosives, shotguns, etc. Ask the mastermind if they can just leave instead. He screams, "No! If you dare attempt to deny me my ultimate climax of my efforts..."
Please don't call it climax. Oh. Please don't call it that.
Then all of you shall be wiped from the face of this planet in an instant. Or something like that. Decide we have no choice but to play this game. GM posts link to a chess game in our chat. Get in. Turns out the GM is playing the mastermind and we have to work together to play against him. We get checkmated in 15 moves. GM is laughing at us through the mastermind this entire time. Well then, which one of you will be the one to pay the price for your party's grand ignorance? One guy who's sick of his character volunteers. Not only do you lack intellect, but you also lacked honour. GM proceeds to describe how the robots blast the heads of everyone but the guy who volunteered to die to smithereens.
That's actually kind of funny. I like that. That's actually, you know what? I'm okay with that.
Perhaps this discourse has served to right not only your lack of knowledge, but also your lack of valour in the face of hopelessness. GM seems really, really happy as he does this. Fuck me, this guy. You know who this reminds me of?
What?
What's the... Not Dexter, but you know the one...
Oh, which...
Like his enemy in Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, I thought you mean Dexter, the serial killer. No, I couldn't remember.
It's the one with the black hair in Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes, I think I know what you're on about.
It reminds me of him.
Yes. You know, actually, I'll be honest with you, this actually does sound really fun, and I do actually like the idea of importing other like mini games into like, you know, and I do think the DM is trying to aim for something. I just don't think the player, like, you know, the group that he's playing with...
You're in the middle of a game and you get attacked by worms. Next minute, like, the Slithario comes up. You don't want to play it.
You know, I'm not opposed to that. I actually think that's kind of funny. You know, it does have its merit, you know, to a certain extent. I just don't think the group dynamic is all there for it, you know. But I get he was aiming for something and he just didn't quite get it. So guys, I think that's where we're going to end it. However, I will say, next time I run into any confrontation with anyone,
diarrhea, poop, poop, diarrhea,
poop, poop, yeah, and I'm just going to mute you. I'm sorry. I know I mute people IRL, you know, get the ball gag out, it's like, put this in, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of the DMs, they were just aiming for something and they just didn't really get to achieve what, you know, I think they have grand plans and big ideas, but it just doesn't really go the way they had in mind.
I think that's what most of these bad, horrible, like, DM stories are about. Just DMs that don't execute it well enough, and then they get annoyed whenever it's not executed well enough, and the players are taking the piss.
Yeah, I can see it, I can understand it, and like, you know, and I am very sympathetic to most DMs because it is like
it's hard.
I'm not a good DM. I've DM'd a few times, and I know myself. I know my own abilities. Like, I'm not a good DM, so that's why I'm like, you know what, it's just not my area of expertise. I enjoy playing as a character.
It takes a special person to be a DM.
It does. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of patience. Yeah, a lot of fucking patience. You know, so please don't give your Please don't give your DM too much psychic damage.
Yeah.
Try and tone it back if you can. You know, I am very sympathetic, as I say, but
as always, go and check the links, the models. We've got a t-shirt out. It's pretty cool, pretty edgy.
Oh yeah, pretty edgy, but I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. It looks amazing.
Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
All those moments we lost in time.